maths again.
And yesterday we had you looking at the words past and to, and we had a clock like this, and we had the hour and minute hands like this, and we looked at it in this order. First of all, are we past or to an hour? Well, we looked at the minute hand. Here we can see our minute hand is in the past section, so we're past. Well, which hour are we past? Well, let's now look at the hour hand, and we can see we've just passed 8 o'clock, so we're past 8. But today we're going to get a little bit more accurate, and we're going to look at 4 sections on the clock that have special names when the minute hand is pointing at them, and how we can use them to make our telling of the time more accurate. So we're going to look at these 4 sections. Now let's start with these one right at the top there, Mr. S. What do we say if the minute hand is pointing to the very top of the clock?
Well, this is the easiest, because whenever that minute hand is pointing at 12, right at the top of the clock, then it is on the hour, which we call o'clock. So you simply have to then look at your hour hand, and it should be pointing directly at a number. So for this one example, it's 2 o'clock, because the hour hand is pointing at 2, the minute hand's pointing up there at that 12, it's 2 o'clock.
So we're not past the 2, we're not going to the 2, we're exactly on the 2.
Exactly on the 2 at this point, so we would call it 2 o'clock.
Right, well let's have a look then at this bottom one. So our minute hand now has travelled on.
You said bottom.
It's a long day. The minute hand has travelled clockwise around our clock face and made it down here. Now that has taken 30 minutes, and it's important to remember that's 30 minutes around our clock face, because all the way around would be 1 hour, and there are 60 minutes in an hour, so halfway around would be 30 minutes. Ooh, halfway. How does that help us with the name here, Mr. S?
Well, because it's halfway, we say it's half past. Now you might think, well, it's also 2:30, and you're right, it is also 2:30, but it's just not what we say. We always say half past. So this time here, it's half past, and then I look at my hour hand. What was the last number it went past? The hour hand, the last thing it went past was 4. So this time must be 4:30.
Nice and simple. So we've got o'clock and we've got half past. And just like yesterday, we look at the minute hand and then we look at the hour hand. So it's o'clock, we knew it was 2 o'clock, it's half past, what is it? It's 4:30. Now let's stick with the past half our clock like we did yesterday, and let's look at this one here, Mr. S.
Now if you look at this one, if you counted kind of round in 5s, which we'll talk about tomorrow, you would see that it's about, well, it's not, you would see that it's 15 minutes past, okay? But another way to look at it is actually, it's halfway between o'clock and half past. And if you know your fractions, you'll know that half of a half is a quarter. This has gone just 1/4 of the way around our circular clock face. So this time is quarter past, because it's still on that past side. Now, what quarter past what?
Well, we used the skill from yesterday. We know we're a quarter past. We would have just said yesterday past, but now we know we're quarter past. And you can see here, we've just passed the 11. So we're quarter past 11. So we've had o'clock, quarter past, half past, and now let's come up all the way over here. I know, because I'm good at my fractions. If that was quarter, that was half, this must be 3/4 past.
Well, it is 3/4, but it's 45 minutes, which is 3/4 of 60. So it is 3/4 past, yes. But I'm afraid you got it wrong, because if you look at that minute hand, it's actually on the 2 side of our clock now. Yeah. So it is 45 minutes past, but we wouldn't say that. We would actually say it's 1/4 because there's 1/4 to go until we've gone around the whole circle.
Say we're going to somewhere, so it's a quarter of the journey to go.
So it's 1/4 and now we look at our hour hand, and if you look at that hour hand, it's just coming up to, hasn't quite made it yet, but it's going up to 11. So this time must be 11:45.
So those are the 4 special times we want you to look at today. O'clock, quarter past, half past, and 1/4. And get really familiar with looking at those times. Go and have a look at the clock down below. Let us know how you got on.